Home morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning. Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to joining us on yet another exciting edition of the program, Home Morning. It is always with plenty of euphoria that we assemble here every day from Mondays to Fridays to keep you informed, to keep you entertained as far as our breakfast show is concerned on our TV. We are delighted to know that you are connected to our Facebook page. Those of you connected to our YouTube channel, Home TV. The Bakundu clan, oh yes, and to the people of the Indian division in the Southwest region. This morning we shall also be reflecting about forgiveness. How often do you forgive people when they hurt you? Well, we shall be talking about that in this edition of the program. We shall as well be having a health secret with Dr. Fru this morning. Pigeon News, we shall be taking you to the tablets to get to understand just what the papers are saying this Wednesday, which of course it is March 12th. Wow, it's Wednesday, it's midweek, and the week 2 is fast running to an end, right? Yes. So this morning, let's begin talking about our reflection, which is of course our very first law this morning. Reflecting this morning about forgiveness. Forgiveness is an act of kindness, and I choose to be kind towards myself and others. We go over to the next one. Love and kindness tear down walls of anger. Grace and forgiveness builds bridges of hope. Like a poet once said, Boyd Bali. And of course, we go further to say forgiveness is the restoration of freedom to oneself. It is a key held in our own hand to our prison cell, said by St. John Paul the Great. It's important for us to always learn to forgive. Sometimes even pastors who preach on pulpit do not forgive their family relation, but they preach about forgiveness in the church. It is important for us to go back home and begin from, they say charity begins at home, to begin from our families, so that we learn to forgive our brothers and sisters in whatever way. We might not share the same viewpoint, but we should learn to forgive each other when someone hurts you. Sometimes there are wounds that do not get eradicated so soon. The wound might get healed, but the scar may continue to linger to posterity. So this morning on our morning show, Home Morning, we encourage you all to learn to inculcate the habit of forgiveness. Learn to forgive your brother or sister. Learn to forgive your colleagues. Learn to forgive your friends. Learn to forgive your community. We must not agree. We should learn to disagree to agree, and that's the better way to make our society a better place for everyone living. Well, let's have our X Malia this morning. We'll come back. We shall be taking you to the Bakundu clan to talk about the Oroko people.
Alléluia, il est le meilleur des Bosigas. À lui je confie toutes mes peurs et tous mes combats.
Me verle manduru mem, me pahalia bibe bakwem, yambe wamaru mwilme. Lolombi en antirame, il est mon bodyguard, le plus efficace des bodyguards. Il est grand, il mérite d'être loué. Me marle ouais maligan, il est le meilleur bodyguard. Son nom c'est Baba Yahweh. devotion, never ending love as deep as ocean. Troubles in all my mind, you took them and I'm just fine with you.
Alléluia, il est le meilleur des bons gars. Sa fidélité, sa puissance sont incomparables. Alléluia, il est le meilleur des bons gars. À lui je confie toutes mes peurs et tous mes combats.
Wanyina, no si dubete te hante selema Abodi mabe na si bodi no wa Ebanyana na bupende dinala musarate Monde mutate da we Wanyina no si dubemo O sembila ne mbate pale na bosobe Ine iwa iposobe O si kono ne mbate yena Teta modi no mahayo O wane mbahe Yawe bena wahe Yete na wa opo sinenge ya mianga Obu pe satan god Bamona du bene lo malami o igaka Ebanjana maposome hapo sino aye Ayo ho eselemae Yete na opo sinenge ya satan Mana sibinge ya muititi ya muna Upene maade Inge ya maye matete makona posino pona Naliye wange ya nabami eselemae
Alléluia, il est le meilleur des boutiques. Sa fidélité, sa puissance sont incomparables. Alléluia, il est le meilleur des boutiques. À lui je confie toutes mes peurs et tous mes combats.
Beautiful piece there this morning coming in from X Malaya featuring Big Ben. The song there is entitled Bodyguard, right? It's important. All right, those of you just joining us this morning, we are delighted to know that you are connected to our Facebook page. It's Home Morning, and permit me to say good morning to those of you watching us all the way in Dedo. Dedo is located in the Douala 1 subdivision here in the littoral region, and those of you watching us here in the Douala 4 subdivision, Bonaberi, those of you in Bomonoba Benge, Bomonoba Jedu, Bomonoba Ga, I'm delighted to know that you are connected to Home Morning this morning. And of course, we are moving over to our next lot, which of course it is our discovery. Did you know that the people of Njan division have over 12 tribes? Cameroon is indeed in miniature. So we are going to be talking about the people of Njan division and Bakundu people in particular. We are looking at the cultural group, the Nganda cultural group this morning. And of course, we know that the people of the Njan division are preparing for all Njan cultural festival to begin highlighting an intriguing aspect of the Balono people called Nganda. Just so you know, oral archival and documentary evidence all confirm that the Balondo migrated from the Congo Basin, sailed through the sea into the Rio de Rey River, and eventually settled in their present location. Interestingly, even Balondo families left the Rio de Rey and settled in present-day Cross River State in Nigeria. So you have the Balondo people in Cross River State in Nigeria, and you have the Balondo people in the southwest region of Njan division in Cameroon. And of course, we go further to talk about that they settled in the Cross River State in Nigeria, where they are referred to as the Efut. So when you go to Nigeria, you hear about the Efut people. Know that they are the Balondo people. The Balondo people are two parts. Balondo people in the southwest region of Cameroon, and then the Effu tribe in the Cross River State of Nigeria. The Balondo people in Cameroon are believed to have migrated from Cross River State in Nigeria. The Balondo people, or the Balondo, speak Londo, a language belonging to the Congolese Effect linguistic group. Their staple meal is Ekwang Berembi. That's Ekwang. Those of you know Ekwang Berembi. That's their traditional delicacy. Nganda is one of the highest grades in Balondo Matamu tribe. It represents the beauty of Matamu and gracing important occasions involving the Balondo people. The origin of Nganda is shrouded in the mystery of Matamu, with its development attributed to a certain Dibo, hence the name Nganda Dibo. So they call it Nganda Dibo. It's a cultural dance which you just saw on our screens this morning. And of course, there are several types of Nganda, including Nganda Nyambo, that's Nganda of the sea, Nganda Enene, Iwo Yang Nanda, which features the display of the tall masquerade Nganda Etiti, displayed without the tall masquerade, and many other Nganda. So there are so many traditional dances from the Nganda. They too have the Malay dance, so you must not forget. So this morning we are focusing our attention about the Nganda traditional dance. Nganda is showcased during celebrations of life, coronations, reception of important officials, and cultural festivals. As the most colorful and popular traditional display of the Balondo people, Nganda is a true testament to their rich cultural heritage. So that's just how the Balondo people are. Like I told you, they have over 12 of them, the traditional ethnic groups from the Jan division, and there is another fraction of the Orokopi or the Balondo people in the Cross River State in Nigeria. Like I always say, that it will be difficult for us to understand if we do not do or would not go back to our history books. Cameroon, very well, some persons were asking that how do we identify a Sawa man? The Nganda people, or the people from Njan division, are the Sawa Balondo people. You have the Sawa Bakwere, nous sommes des frères. That's why it was difficult for us to say we are going to divide Cameroon. Cameroon remains one and indivisible because it is a blessed nation with so many cultural heritage that if you do not get to go back to the grassroots to understand where we are coming from, to understand our history, we all migrated from the Congo Basin, like you have understood today. And I'm going to come back to another episode to talk about the people of Manfe, Akwaya. Their culture is similar to those people we have in the central region. You see, a cock, they call it a cock, is made up of eru. That's what we eat eru with. So the Ekok man, the people from Manfe and the people of the central region, they too are brothers. They have a history together. You have the people of the Bakwere people. We separated from Tiko, and then we had the people that went to the mountain because he loved farming. The other person decided to stay in the river and cross over to this side of Douala. So the Douala people and the Bakwere people, c'est les frères. You go to Bimbia, you go to Botaland, it's the same. That's the beauty of our country, Cameroon. It's important for us to know our history because it is our cultural identity. Now, that said, that does it for our discovery slot this morning. It's important for us to always learn where we are coming from. So, permit me to say good morning to all the Balondo people, the people from the Njan division, Isangele, Idabato, that are watching Home TV this morning. I'm delighted to know that you are there. Keep watching and spread the good news. Those of you far away from home, you're watching us on running stream on our Facebook page, Home TV, on our YouTube channel, Home TV Cameroon. This is Home TV, and of course, we are delighted to know that you're always there for us. Keep spreading the news. This morning, we are going to have our health tips. We are going to talk about health secret. We are going to be talking about cataract. Now, cataract is a complication. It's a health complication that affects the eye. What do we need to know about cataract? Let's follow with Dr. Fro this morning. Hello, Doc.
You are welcome once more to the program Home Secret. Today, I will be explaining or expatiating on issues that we create some awareness to help us realize why man is sick each day and looking for doctors, looking for healers, moving from one place to another with deplorable health situations. Why is it that man is always sick? Man, notwithstanding his knowledge, man has a well-developed brain, he has a mind, he has a spirit, he's controlled by the Spirit of God, but he's always sick. Sick, in need of doctors, in need of pastors, in need of prophets each day. But the animals in the wild, they don't know how to pray. They just eat anyhow. They don't even wash their food. They eat with dirty hands. They don't brush their mouth, their teeth. They sleep under very bad or harsh conditions, beaten by mosquitoes, insects. They wound themselves. They eat dirty food, infected food with bacteria, fungi, parasites, viruses, toxins. But they don't have doctors. They are always healthy. They are always fresh. They are always strong. But man, on the contrary, notwithstanding his well-developed brain, man is educated. Until we answer the question why, then the health of man will continue to decay with time. What do I mean by decaying with time? Those who have studied geography, if they say something decays with time, you hear of half-life. I mean, with time, the health of man will be deteriorating. The lifespan of man will be reducing with time until become a time that if man manages to reach 10 years or clock 10 years, it means he has tried. Man is sick because man is breaking the rules kept in place by his creator, the Almighty God, that will guide him. In a nutshell, most of our health problems are coming because of dietary divergence. Greetings, fellow viewers of Home TV. You are welcome once more of the program Health Secrets over Home Television. Today I will be talking on eye issues. I want to explain the causes of eye problems. You know, eye problems are common all over the world. We even give birth to children who have eye defects. Everywhere, eye problem, people can no longer read, short-sightedness, long-sightedness, glaucoma, cataract, and so on and so forth. Many people don't understand the real causes of eye problems, and because especially there are so many practitioners in the field, be it traditional or orthodox, they don't understand, they don't really know the actual cause of eye problems. Due to that fact, they end up becoming panabitas, panabiting people's eyes, panabiting them, panabiting eyes. Somebody just come to you that he has eye problem, you just start giving treatment, giving eye drops, putting medicine there, and so on and so forth. Some they just book them for operation, that they want to operate cataract or they want to operate glaucoma and so on, but they don't ask what is the cause, the root cause. Until practitioners, people who are eye experts, healing people of eye problem, be it traditional or orthodox, they will start asking the question, what is the cause? That is when they will resort to giving the real treatment. And the day people will start asking, what is the cause of the eye problems? Maybe even eye doctors will not even have the real job again, because people will start tackling the real cause, and people will end up not being given medicine to drop in their eyes, not being given medicine or being booked for operations, unless on cases where there are damage of the eye lens, like you start having cataract that cover the eye lens and so on, blocking view. Yes, that is where those who operate will start having jobs. But when it comes to cataract, most cases you don't even need to put medicine in the eyes. Until you cure the root causes, heal the system, cataracts will disappear on their own without you putting any medicine or dropping any medicine in the eye. There are so many things that can cause eye cataract or cause glaucoma, eye itches, or cause poor sight, long-sightedness, short-sightedness, or any problem that is related to the eye. Yes, keeping aside injuries, like physical injuries or physical particles that may enter the eye, which in most cases is just about 1% of such cases that involve eye problems. The rest, 98 or 99%, are being caused by infections. Infections which grow in the body, spread or proliferate due to shortage of energy. I have earlier said in many of my programs that diseases only grow in the body because of low energy. There are people who can host filaria, it will be there for years, it will not affect their eyes if their energy is high. People who host infections like chlamydia, syphilis, and many others, or toxoplasma and others that can destroy the eyes, even cause blindness. They can host them even for the next 100 years. It will not cause harm depending on their energy level. Their energy suppress them. Check those diseases, they are minimized and they cannot harm the body. But there are people, once they enter, they grow like wildfire because there is no resistance, little or no resistance in them. Or their body houses a lot of food that fit this germ. And what are the food? Sugars, sugary products, low energy foods, refined food, GMOs, and so on. Those are what will fuel this germ to grow in the body, spread, and destroy your eye nerves, destroy the eye lens, destroy the eyes that serve as a window in which light enter and go into your brain for your brain to interpret. The nerves will be destroyed. The nerve serves as the cable that carry the light, the information, the wave, the radiation for the brain to interpret, because the eye does not see. It is the brain that sees, the mind that sees. Your eye is just like a window that takes information, light, that take lights, then pass through the cables, current flow by two cables, pass through the cables to your brain, not for your brain to interpret the waves now into pictures. So once the cables too are bad, the nerves, even when you see with the eye, the information cannot be sent properly to the brain, or cannot be sent totally, or even sent at all to the brain for interpretation, and they said you are blind. Or even that time the nerves can be fine, but the lenses cannot get the light to send to the brain for interpretation. They say you are blind. And the lens too can be fine, but the nerves are bad, so the lens could take the information, but it cannot be sent to the brain for you to see. So, and they said you are blind. So you see, blindness can come because of cataract, glaucoma, or because the nerves are damaged. There are so many things that can damage the nerve. Syphilis can damage the nerve. Chlamydia can damage the nerve. Filariasis can damage the nerve. Or filaria worm can damage the nerve. Toxoplasma can damage the nerve. There are so many bacteria, even gonococcus and so on, so many diseases that can damage the nerves. So when you have eye problems, you see somebody who says curing eyes, the person spend time on your eyes, I mean the person does not know what he or she is doing. The person is supposed to investigate the cause of the eye problems. That's how we operate in Geneva. Many people have come to us with glaucoma, only drink medicine, glaucoma disappear. After we have researched to look for the root causes of the eye problem, we give medicine, the person drink, cure, and the eyes clear off, glaucoma disappear. It's only a cataract that needs operations and so on, or chronic cases of glaucoma that the lenses are almost getting bad, that will require operation or long-term treatment. So when patients come to us with eye problem, because we are, since we are experts in holistic medicine, we know that most eye problems come because of problems in the colon, the stomach, in the colon, or in the blood. 98 to 99% of problems of the eye generate either in the colon or in the blood. When patients come, we research to look for the root causes. We clean out all what is damaging the eye, cure the person of the infection, the diseases, and before they end their treatment, the eyes clear without us ever giving anything to drop in their eyes. More than 99% of our patients are healed of eye problems just drinking medicine. But before they came, they have been moving from one traditional doctor to another, from one orthodox doctor to another, one eye specialist to another. Some come, they have even damaged some of the eyes. One of the eyes, they have operated, they are damaged, then they are managing with the other ones. In fact, some come with situations that are even beyond cure. When they come, we just cure the disease so that they should not cause further damage, because they can also cause madness. They will bring for you rheumatism, arthritis, gouts, give you pain, waist pain, sexual problems, and so on. Those same disease will impair your entire system, just the way they destroy your eyes. So when you have eye problems, you first come to Geneva until we tell you that the eyes problems need operation before you start operating, because you need to cure but the root cause. Eye problem don't come without something inside your body causing them. You cure, meet doctors that will cure, that will investigate the cause. Cure the cause of the eye problems. Then if the effect cause on the eye don't go, then you see people operate. They operate the eyes and cure you. So if you have eye problem, go to a health practitioner. Even if it's an eye specialist, it must be eye specialist who does holistic healing in the body, who can investigate the root causes, cure the infections in their body, boost energy in your body, and then clear off the scales or whatsoever is there if they don't go. So that is that. So when you have eye problems, I invite you to come so that we carry out both clinical and laboratory investigations, sort out the root cause of your problem. We heal them for your eyes to get healed. Or if after the healing, the eyes are not completely healed, before we can give you medicine to drop in the eyes. We have so many medicines that we give people for eyes, but they can stay on my shelves for even a year without me ever prescribing, since I researched and discovered the true cause of eye problems. So when you are suffering from eye problems, I invite you to come to Geneva so that the root causes will be investigated. You are freed of them for your eyes to get healed. God bless you.
Garden of Eden Naturopathic Institute of West Africa, Geneva, our headquarters, Boya, Wonyamavio, Mile 18, Munya Road. Contact 674-286-493. Kumba, beside CPDM Hall, Kumba Town. Contact 674-288-671. Douala, besides Tropicana Ancien Route, Beseke Bonaberi. Contact 674-289-523 or 695-936-243. Yaoundé, Biamasilak, from former Texaco, Emirates, former Shells Mayo. Contact 674-289-112 or 657-018-758. Bamenda, Jumabo Mankan, Bamenda again, behind Total Commercial Avenue. Contact 677-319-866. Limbe, Carr Street, Newtown. Contact 674-288-957. Bafoussam, behind Légion de Gendarmerie. Contact 680-219-145 or 697-921-385. For consultations only, contact his healer, Dr. Richard Fro at 677-628-980 or 699-958-893.
Home morning. It is your wake up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that health secret, which of course was all about cataract or eye-related complications. That is very common. You must not have a particular trade. You may be a driver, you still develop eye complication. It's always that's why medics always prescribed regular eye check to ensure that we stay safe in the society. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to welcome. He is Prince Joel, a man on a tablet guide. Good morning, Prince.
Good morning to you, Henry Wana. Good morning to all the viewers of Home TV. It's a midweek edition of Home Morning, and of course, it's with a lot of enthusiasm, renewed confidence that we are here to take our viewers through the world of the papers.
Exactly, and of course, we know very well that Parliament opened yesterday. Most papers should be talking about the opening of the upper and lower house of Parliament.
The breaking news from most papers, like the Guardian Post, is that the president of the Senate, Marcel Nyanjifenji, after spending 6 months, or rather 7 months, when nobody saw him, Marcel Nyanjifenji is back to Cameroon, and he was in the upper house yesterday. The million-dollar question is, will Marcel Nyanjifenji be re-elected president of the Senate? While at the lower house, it was rather the second, or rather the first deputy national president of the National Assembly, that is Honorable Lawrence Koa, who was calling on other militants to vote massively for the CPDM political party. I think that other political parties as well as other newspapers think that it is one-sided for members of the National Assembly to be calling on militants to vote for the CPDM political party.
Very good there. And of course, opposition party members were disgruntled yesterday after the opening speech of the eldest member of parliament in the lower house.
Of course.
After her opening remark, many took to the media complaining, expressing their disappointment with her outing. Well, take us on a guide on what the papers are telling us this morning.
Thank you immensely. Once more, good morning to you. Of course, Henry Wana, and of course, good morning to all the fervent viewers of Home TV. You're doing just the best to stay with this media house. We begin our press review this morning, ladies and gentlemen, like I was announcing to Wana. We start with the Guardian Post newspaper. It's a daily English newspaper. The lead story on the Guardian Post newspaper is ahead of Bureau elections, Nyat, in quote, rectorate in Senate. The Guardian Post this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is talking about the restoration of Marcel Nyanjifenji, who is the president or the incumbent president of the National Assembly, or rather the upper house of Assembly. Marcel Nyanjifenji has spent 7 months out of Cameroon. The lower and upper houses opened yesterday for the March session of 2025. At the National Assembly and both houses, and of course at a time when the Guardian Post is saying that the air of uncertainty that usually grieves the polity, especially within the corridors of power when business resumes in Parliament every March, has been cut short this year. The traditional preoccupation which has been on a replay in the last few years owing to the usual absence of Senate President Marcel Nyanjifenji, who is 90 years. Now, the paper, according to the Guardian Post this morning, there used to be lots of questions anyway now whether the Senate President will be there or not, because last session where he was elected President, he was elected in absentia. But this time around, many persons were expecting that, having spent 7 months out of the country, maybe Marcel Nyanjifenji will not be around. But all this anxiety were quenched yesterday when at the opening of both the lower and the upper houses, Marcel Nyanjifenji was at the upper house. And of course, that is what the Guardian Post titles this morning as Marcel Nyanjifenji rectorate at the National Assembly. And of course, you're going to get the details of that story on pages 3 of the Guardian Post newspaper. We stay with the Guardian Post, ladies and gentlemen, to say that opening of March session speech, MPs strike elders appear for campaigning for a poll beer, reports the Guardian Post this morning. According to the Guardian Post newspaper, the eldest member of Parliament at the lower house of Cameroon's National Assembly, that is in the person of Laurentine Nkoa Mfege, who is the eldest member of the National Assembly, used the opening of the National Assembly to campaign openly in front of other members of the lower house that they should give their unflinching support to the #1 statesman, that is President Paul Biya. This a thing that other militants of the opposition political party as well as political pundits think, that as the eldest member of the National Assembly, and in fact that the people's representative should stay off politics. You want to find out details of how other MPs and political pundits stroke the eldest member
of the National Assembly, that is in the person of Nkoa Mvege Laurentine, then get a copy of the Guardian Post that is on newspaper stands this morning. You're going to get the details of that story on pages 6. Let's stay with the Guardian Post this time around to take you to Bafoussam. Bafoussam is in the west region of the country, and of course in that paper, still on the Guardian Post, Bafoussam UPC threatens legal actions over desecration of NS Wanji's grave, according to the Guardian Post that is on newspaper stands this morning. And we are very sure that you are aware that the grave of one of the martyrs of Cameroon in the person of NS Wanji, who was killed in 1971, the grave was not only desecrated, but one part of the grave was found open, as being one of the founding fathers of the UPC, that is the Union de Population du Cameroun, one of the first ever political party, if not the first opposition political party that was created on the 10th of April 1948. The other militants of the party are threatening legal actions against those who may be responsible for this act. Now, this is coming at a time, Henry, when social media has been bubbling, and even the National Communication Council, following the outing of one of the consultants of a media house known as Elimbi Lobe, who treated NS Wanji in quotes as Mbanzi. This, the UPC militants are saying that they will not take it easy. Let's stay with the Guardian Post, ladies and gentlemen, this time around to talk about other interesting stories that are on the Guardian Post this morning. And of course, the Guardian Post says editorial 2025 presidentials when Ivorians borrow from CPDM, a playbook rather. And according to the editorial of the Guardian Post this morning, the presidential elections of Cote d'Ivoire will take place in October, same time that presidential elections will be taking place in Cameroon. And the paper goes further to say that the political party, which is the who fascist for democracy and peace, which is synonymous, according to the Guardian Post, to the CPDM political party. And that is why the paper is saying when Ivorians are borrowing a leave from the CPDM political party. Of course, this and more you're going to get on the Guardian Post that is on newspaper stands this morning, and the paper is just 400 francs CFA. Let's leave the Guardian Post. We take you to another English newspaper. It is the Eagle's Eye. The Eagle's Eye is a newspaper that has an eye on parliamentary affairs. This time around, the Eagle's Eye focuses on a group of parliamentarians from the West region that paid a visit to Min Retsi, that is to the Minister of Scientific Research and Innovation. The group of parliamentarians who hailed from the West region were led by Honorable Datuo Theodore, who is MP for Upper Plateau. Now, these parliamentarians paid this visit to the Minister of Research and Scientific, or rather the Minister of Scientific Research and Innovation. Henry, I'm very sure you are aware that some researchers were killed, or a researcher was killed in the far north region. So this group of MPs paid a visit to the Minister of Scientific Research and Innovation to ask that you're in charge of research, what is it that did not go on well? Of course, you're going to find out details of that story on pages 6 and 7 of the Eagle's Eye that is on newspaper stands this morning. Let's stay with the Eagle's Eye. This time around, we talk about the opening of the national, or rather of the session, the May session at both houses, that is at the lower and upper houses. According to the Eagle's Eye, March 2025 parliamentary ordinary session, Honorable Nkoa Mvege Laurentine set the stage. The Eagle's Eye this morning says that all is business, and big business started yesterday at the National Assembly as the eldest member of the lower house, that is in the person of Nkoa Mvege Laurentine, set the stage by addressing all the members of the National Assembly and telling them that it is business and that all worries are welcome. Of course, you're going to get how the ambience unfolded at the National Assembly yesterday by getting a copy of the Eagle's Eye that is on newspaper stands this morning. You're going to get the details of that story on pages 7 of the Eagle's Eye that is on newspaper stands this morning. Let's leave the Eagle's Eye, ladies and gentlemen, and we take you to another newspaper that is on newspaper stands this morning. And of course, talking about another newspaper that is on newspaper stands this morning, we're going to take you to La Voix du Jeune. La Voix du Jeune this morning, Henry Wana, is focusing on a strike action that teachers of the universities are planning today. Now, lecturers in all the state universities, just like private universities, are planning a strike action that is supposed to start today. These teachers are saying that their colleague was killed in the far north, precisely in a community known as Solede in the far north region. They are calling on the Minister of Higher Education, that is the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education and Chancellor of Academic Orders, Professor Jacques Framdongo, to do something immediately. According to these researchers, or according to the lecturers, if something is not done about their colleague who was killed in Solede Rao, that is in the far north region, they will not enter the classrooms today till further notice. Another bad news for Cameroon, because we remember that even lawyers are on strike because of the maltreatment they get from the state. Of course, you're going to get the details of that planned action of lecturers who are thinking of taking a strike in pages 3 of La Voix du Jeune. Let's leave La Voix du Jeune, ladies and gentlemen, and take you to another tabloid, French tabloid that is on newspaper stands this morning. It is Mutation newspaper. Mutation newspaper carries an investigative story on both the lower and upper houses. Mutation says presidential 2025, La Voix des Doyens. According to Mutation newspaper that is on newspaper stands this morning, ahead of the 2025 presidential elections, the elders were speaking at both the lower and upper houses. While at the lower house, that is the National Assembly, it was the turn of the lady known as Madame Ankowa Mvege Laurentina. At the upper house, it was another eldest member, a senator that was addressing the members of Senate, reminding them that 2025 is very close, and one thing that they want is that they should do everything that peace should be in Cameroon, and that they should not heed any calls from distractors who are saying that if Paul Biya wins, they will take to the street. You want to find out more about these calls that were made by the lower and upper house eldest members of the National Assembly, then get a copy of Mutation newspaper. The details of that story is on pages 7 of Mutation newspaper. We stay with Mutation newspaper to talk about the elections of CAF. Mutation this morning is talking about Comité Exécutif de la CAF, Samuel Eto'o Petit. The paper this morning is asking a question: as the CAF is preparing to vote an executive general assembly, is Eto'o qualified, or does Eto'o have what to take to be part and parcel of these executive that will control the CAF? Of course, you want to find out details of that story. Rush to newspaper stands. The details of that story is on pages 8 of Mutation newspaper. We leave Mutation newspaper. We take you to another tabloid that is on newspaper stands this morning, and of course another tabloid that is on newspaper stands this morning. It is the lone Cameroon bilingual daily newspaper, Cameroon Tribune. Cameroon Tribune, just like Mutation, is looking at the 2025 presidential elections and talks about the calls that have come from both Nkowa Laurentine Vege and Rene Nzele Ngele, who are all eldest members of the lower and upper house of assembly. According to these both eldest member of the lower and upper house of assembly, they are calling on Cameroonians not to adhere to calls from distractors, what they call, and that the 2025 presidential elections should take place in all serenity without any perturbation. Of course, you want to find out the calls that came from Rene Nzele. Rene Nzele, that is the man who is in charge, or the eldest member at the Senate, and also the call that came from Kowa and Venge Laurentine. Then you're going to rush to newspaper stands, grab a copy of Cameroon Tribune that is on newspaper stands, and of course you're going to get the details on pages 7 of Cameroon Tribune that is on newspaper stands this morning. We leave Cameroon Tribune, we take you to another newspaper. This time around is the L'Action newspaper. L'Action is a paper that has an eye on the CPDM activities. In fact, it's a paper that is purely CPDM because the publisher is Jean Nkwete. L'Action is looking ahead of the 40th celebration, the existence of the CPDM political party. You will remember Henry Wana, just like our viewers, that the CPDM was born on the 24th of March 1985, precisely in Bamenda. So the 24th of March, which will be next week, will make exactly 40 years that the CPDM, Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, was born. This at the time when the chairman, or rather the Secretary General of the Central Committee of the CPDM, Jean Kwete, is calling on all the CPDM militants to put in their all to ensure that it should be total success for the anniversary of the CPDM that will be celebrated on the 24th of March. Of course, you're going to get details of that story on pages 6 of L'Action, a newspaper that is on newspaper stands this morning. And still on L'Action, a newspaper, the paper too has its own interest on the parliamentary session that opened yesterday. The paper says a parliament March session is open. You want to find out the ambience that took place at the lower and the upper house? Grab a copy of L'Action, and of course you're going to find out different activities that took place at both the Senate and at the National Assembly. We leave L'Action newspaper, ladies and gentlemen, and we take you to another paper that is on newspaper stands this morning. It is Expression Economic that is on newspaper stands this morning. Expression Economic this morning is focusing on a Cold War that has been ongoing in Douala, and says that the Minister of Finance, Louis-Paul Motaze, was in Douala and seizes the opportunity while he was in Douala to inaugurate the General Treasury that was on the 7th of March 2025 to make peace between the warring forces. Who are those that had conflict in Douala, and what did Louis-Paul Motaze, the man who is in charge of finance in Cameroon, do to bring peace back in these warring factors? Of course, you're going to rush to newspaper stands. Grab a copy of Expression Economy that is on newspaper stands. You get the details of that story on pages 8 of Expression Economic. And Wana and our dear viewers, we're going to end our press review this morning with Emergence that is on newspaper stands this morning. Emergence takes its readers on an investigative story, and the paper is accusing, according to its readers and an investigation the paper carried, that Madeleine 20 of Scientific Research and Innovation has been accused for the murder of the teacher in Soledad Rao in the Far North. According to Emergence newspaper, Madeleine 20, who is in charge of scientific research and innovation, is supposed to do everything within her powers, because it's a ministry, to ensure that all those who are into research in Cameroon should be protected. Why is Emergence accusing Madeleine 20 of scientific research and innovation? Rush to newspaper stands, ladies and gentlemen, and of course get a copy of Emergence newspaper. You're going to get the details of that story on pages 3. And of course, Emergence also looks at the National Assembly that opened yesterday, and the paper is rather looking at the challenges that await the new session. Other papers have been reporting what has been happening at the Senate and at the National Assembly, but Emergence is looking at the challenges that await the senators as well as the parliamentarians. And we're going to end with the ear of that paper, Henry Wana, that says and announces that there is an illness that has been announced in the Far North region. Henry, that is how we saw the papers today.
Thank you very much, Prince. One of the stories that caught my attention this morning is from Expression newspaper, Expression Economic newspaper, talking about Minister Louis-Paul Motaze, who was in Douala last Friday to inaugurate the General Treasury Office in Bonanjo. There is a land title or a land issue. People usually say that the next war in this country will be coming from land issues. It's very clear. This is a land title given by the state, owned by the state, handed to the customs and treasury, and then the mayor of Douala to the city mayor. Part of it has been sold,
of course,
to individuals. Part of it has been given to the Douala 2 Council to construct the marché central that we have today. And the minister ordered the governor of the littoral region, Samuel Dubois, to summon an immediate meeting. Now, this is an issue because if the government of Cameroon is faced with land title saga or land title problem, what of individuals? It's a big problem in this country. I think that's one of the stories that caught my attention. Another story is the brutal killing of individuals who are researchers in the north region of the country. I saw yesterday their family relation went to the governor of the far north asking for justice to take its course. I mean, it becomes so bad,
of course,
so pathetic to see that individuals as vigilante would tend to roast their fellow human beings, their brothers. I mean, the society where we are living today, if it is not God, it can never be any other human.
We pray that in the days ahead things will be better, just like we're talking about Louis Paul Motaze. Louis Paul Motaze is accusing administrative bottlenecks from ensuring that there should be economic prosperity in Douala. According to Louis Paul Motaze, who is the Minister of Finance in Wana, he is saying that there are certain administrators within Douala and Littoral as a whole who are withholding economic development because they do not. There is this, like you put it, the saga. It's a talk of war.
It's not me.
Of course, there's this talk of war between the different administrative heads talking about land titles, and maybe that is where Joshua Ose come in without publicity for him, who says that if he's made president, he will give a free land certificate. Maybe a message he's indirectly passing to Louis Paul Motaze, and we look forward to see Joshua Ose, just like other parliamentarians, putting this in front of ministers, because this is just one of the million problems that Cameroonians are going through.
Everywhere you go to the southeast region, there is a problem of land saga. You come to the littoral, you go to the west, you go to the south, everywhere. So even the west region, that's why the public opinion, civil society organizations continue preaching that it is important for the government of Cameroon to eradicate this issue of administrative tolerance.
Of course.
And strike when it is necessary. You cannot give a land title to 2, 5, and 6 individuals on a single parcel of land of 200 meters square. You have about 6 persons who are having the same land title. I mean, it is quite pathetic. Where are we heading to? Yesterday there was another issue of land title in Aqua, where an individual, his father is of late as the heir apparent to the property of his father. The property has been seized while the matter is still in the court. I mean,
one of those things come up every day. I remember an investigative story I did here in Bonaberi Bepanda, where a single individual bought the whole quarter and got his documents directly from Yaoundé. So now a document comes from Yaoundé telling everybody they were given a week. So imagine you having a week to pack everything you have, including the building. So they are telling you, if you have means to carry your building, carry it, because this land, you people don't have land titles. And we also know of situations where people have had the original certificate and others are fake. We remember the saga of a lady in Bamenda and the current Minister of Territorial Administration, Paula Tanganji. It took media outing, it took pressure from pressure groups. So talking about land in Cameroon and talking about land title, in fact, land, and if you get a land title in Cameroon, it means that Jesus is your closest neighbor.
And the one of the main things that parliamentarians are neglecting is a revision of the land title laws of Cameroon. You can imagine that if my father was born in 1974, and of course today I have the opportunity to buy a parcel of land, I cannot have a land title because the law does not permit me to have a land title at that point. Let me say in 2025, I'm supposed to put in my father's name because my father's age ties with the year of the legal land title in Cameroon. I mean, many are demanding that our legal minds, or I should say members of parliament, need to have a rethink what they go to the parliament to do. Is it just to clap or to propose laws that could benefit their constituencies?
And just to, maybe if you look at that, when you look at the situation that is happening in Cameroon, then it will be difficult for the voices of the common man to be heard, because Cameroon has 180 parliamentarians, and of course an absolute majority, to say 100 and plus, belongs to the CPDM political party. The PCRN has just 5 MPs, the SDF has just 5, and those are the highest political parties with the highest number of MPs. The rest have 1, some have 2. Now you don't expect a parliamentary assembly or a national assembly that has not less than 130 parliamentarians belonging to a political party. And of course, these parliamentarians will obviously want to say what their party ideology holds, which in this case is a CPDM. And the truth is, at the end of the day, whatever thing the CPDM wants, that is what sails through, because at the National Assembly, it is a majority that wins the vote. Even if you go about fighting like we saw Weber, nothing changes. Bills are sent to the National Assembly and parliamentarians debate on these bills before they are promulgated into law by the head of state. Now, a party that has an absolute majority automatically wins. And in this case, the CPDM will always win any bills that appears at the National Assembly.
Quite pathetic. We continue praying and hoping that things will definitely change in our beloved Republic of Cameroon. Or we all are clamoring for a better change. We all want to live a comfortable life in Cameroon. One thing we fear of is a land battle. We have seen it in the north region, in the far north, in the littoral. We cannot forget the Kolo issue. We cannot forget issues in the southwest where haphazard chiefdoms have been created year in, year out. These are the kind of things that people need to talk about. Parliamentarians need to go to the session and deliberate.
Of course. And at times some of these land issues will not even come up because the local administrators who are there, say the GO, the SGO, they have a percentage. The chief goes to him and says, okay, the land is 50 meters, you're going to take 20 and I get 30. And at times, that's why one time, you remember that the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, placed a ban on the installation. Every day you take a community that is not up to 20-50 people, it has a chief. You go to a community that up to 100, it has a chief. All this because people want to tap benefits, and I think that these are some of the things like you put for the powers that be.
Thank you very much, Prince Joel, for being there for us today. We look forward to receiving you again tomorrow for another good dose of a tour to our tabloids.
We bless the ancestors, and if the ancestors accept, tomorrow we shall still be alive. Until then, I wish you the best and a blessed day.
And do enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with our home morning, and still to come, we shall be talking as our talking point of the day. We shall be talking about assessing the credibility and impact of online investment platforms on the financial inclusion of Cameroonians. There is so many, we have so much and so many platforms, investment platforms in Cameroon. How credible are they? We shall be assessing them when I shall be receiving my main guest, Lucien Ntebe. Is it credible to invest online, or is just a scam? Just like what we have been recording some few months back here in Cameroon. So we shall be talking about that in this edition of the program. And of course, still to come, we shall be having our pidgin news with Elvis. We shall be taking you to the sport world to get to understand what the world in sport is having for us in Cameroon today. And of course, let's dissect the press review this morning with this beautiful piece coming in from Moni Eka, Au nom de Dieu.
Moni Eka de petit pays, first. Au nom de Dieu, au nom de Dieu, au nom de Dieu, au nom de Dieu. Ina, amota benama, me sungue mapulana, dans l'hôtel au du Congo. Si nous n'apprenons pas à vivre ensemble, comme des frères, nous mourrons tous ensemble, comme des sons, comme des idiots. Le voleur avant de voler fait toujours le signe de croix. Le menteur dans son mensonge évoque toujours le nom de Dieu. L'infidèle dit toujours les faits au nom de Dieu. Le sorcier est le premier à se rendre à l'église. Et Boko Haram dit toujours à la Wana. Au nom de Dieu, au nom de Dieu, au nom de Dieu, au nom de Dieu. Tout le monde fait le signe de croix. Les bidons, les ballons, les règles, tout le monde est confondu. Tout le monde est au nom de Dieu. Les terroristes, les politiques, tout le monde est confondu. Tout le monde Wolo. Si nous n'apprenons pas à vivre ensemble comme des frères, nous mourrons tous ensemble comme des sortes, comme des idiots.
Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like Reflection, News, Health, Discovery, Talking Points, Press Review, Pigeon News, our guest of the day, Sports, Culture, and Public Opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home Morning. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like Reflection, News, Health, Discovery, Talking Points, Press Review, Pigeon News, our guest of the day, Sports, Culture, and Public Opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It was just another way to celebrate the life of Moni Eka. We know that he is of late and he will be buried this weekend in the nation's economic capital, Douala. Artists never die, right? Yes. He might be gone too soon, but his voice and message shall continue to linger to posterity. All right, we continue the program this morning. We are going now to our next slot of the day, which of course it is sport. We want to talk sport this Wednesday so that our viewers can understand what is happening in all of sport in our Elite One Championship. Let's have a sport jingle. Welcome back. We begin talking about the result. Like we did announce that the Elite One first phase has concluded. It did conclude over the weekend with match day 15 that we played over the weekend in throughout the national territory. We had Canon of Yaoundé that trashed Union of Douala by 1-0. Bambutus of Buddha and Les Astres of Douala separated on a Virgin scoreline. We had Dinamo of Douala, RS Fortuna that recorded a Virgin scoreline as well. Starter of Melong trashed Young Sport Academy of Bamenda by 2-1. Victoria United of Limbe defeated Egli of the Mongo by 1-0. Kotosport of Garra were being defeated at home by PW of Bamenda. We had Colombo de Jai Lobo that humiliated Pante Sportive of the Day by 3-0. And of course, Gazelle of Garra trashed Fifth Azum
by 2-0 as well. Let's look at the standings so far. After 15 playing days in the Elite One Championship, it is Column of the South that top with 30 of Douala, 14 points. Young Sport Academy with 7 points. Now, let's look at the top scorer so far. Top bottom in the Elite One Championship, we had Douara Serge, who scored 7 goals. Cargo Kadam with 7 goals as well. Simplice Mbang with 7 goals. Alexi Ako, 7 goals. And of course, Dilian Achimi scored 6 goals. Ahmed Shepe, 5 goals. We had Kalus Yuguda, 5 goals. Of Kotosoro Garam. Awulu Mahaman, 5 goals with Union Sportive of Douala. We had Nathan Douala with Victoria United. He scored 5 goals. And Bless Ndifocho of PWZ Bamenda, 5 goals after 15 playing days. Now, let's look at the Elite 2 Championship, whereby we had matches counting for day 11. We had the following results recorded. And of course, we had Aigle of the Menua that defeated Union Sportive of Abombang with 1-0. AS FAP of Yaoundé held a 2-2 draw with Fufu Baham. Bafmen United defeated Edings of the Leke with 1-0. Aisosa of Limbe defeated Tone Kalara Club by 3-0. That was at the Tico Town Green Stadium. Let's have the coach of Aisosa of Limbe, Joseph Maput, react. Joseph Mbok reacts after that game at the Tico Town Green Stadium.
Well, I'm really impressed because I came to the match with a lot of, if you see the match is not there, we have done it. Most of the players, they are sick and they are down, they are injured. The others have shown me that they are also soldiers. I'm happy for the performance.
2 games in Chico, 2 sweet victories. How do you feel?
I'm very happy, but I will start by apologizing to the Chico population because we didn't turn up for the game against Tico United, our darling club, and it was due to it was due to lack of communication with the driver. He had a breakdown. He didn't tell us. Waited until so we were not happy that I just called on the Tico population that they should forgive us because they waited for us, and Tico is our home. We failed them. I will not do that next time. So they should come out and support their team as usual.
That was Coach Joseph Mbok of Aisosa of Limbe reacting after their beautiful game at the Tico Town Green Stadium, defeating Tone Kalara Club by 3-0 over the weekend. And let's talk about the Guinness Super League, which of course we shall be having matches counting for the 12th program this Friday, March 14. Instead, across national territory, we shall be having AS Awam at the Centre Technique de Feka Foot in Oja. AS Awas is going to face Jasper. That will be at 1 p.m. At 3 p.m. prompt, we shall be having Eclair. FF is going to take on Love Me Proof. And then on Saturday, March 15, start annex the Bepanda in Douala. We shall be having Cyclone FC of Dinali is going to take on Authentic FC. So it's going to be a Douala derby because Authentic Football Club 2 is a club from the Littoral region. And so Cyclone FC is going to take on Authentic FC by at 1, that's at 12:30 at the start annex of the Panda. And then at 3 p.m. prom we shall be having Kaiman Fee against Leke Fee. And then start Militaire Ngwaikile, we shall be having in that's in Yaoundé. Vision Football AC is going to take on Amazon FAP at 1 p.m. FC Bolova at 3 p.m. is going to lock ons with Itabong FC of Campbell. So that's just how the sporting world is going to look like this weekend. And as far as the Guinness Super League is concerned, that's in the Elite One Championship in the female Guinness Super League. We are wishing the best of luck to the clubs like Intabong FC of Cambe, which of course is traveling all the way to Yaoundé to face FC Bolova. And then we shall be having in Douala 2 beautiful games rather. A Cyclone FC against Authentic FC.
This one is for my
Je m'appelle Vivi.
No time to wait, no time to rest. La vie ne me gère pas. On est ici pour débrouiller. No time to wait, no time to rest. La vie ne me gère pas. On est ici pour débrouiller.
hard, make it fine. No time to the choo-choo, yeah. No time to the waste time, oh. First time is the best time, oh. Also hard, make it fine, oh. No time to the choo-choo, no time to the waste time, oh. I'm all jaloux. If they won't worry me, my God go give them tragedy. Chaco the grace. No time to rest. La vie ne me gère pas. On est ici pour débrouiller. No time to wait. No time to rest. La vie ne me gère pas. On est ici pour débrouiller. I don't know how tomorrow go be, but it's okay. But it's okay. Anything when he enter belly, I don't okay. And that's all the lack. No coga, no the fear, yeah, we time for my back. Cinemas to work on a palabra for time. Kameya is free, now last hour be time. After you fly, reach the sky, go land. Let me make a breeze, must I pull me for down. Sick as it's no the government then now. You know me say my ain't no go be like the man.
No time to stress, oh baby. Papa God say you no go go hungry. Because I just singing, gon' just baby. I tweet us singing. Can't hide you, Baba. No worries, I do okay. Then that's a be sorry. Papa God, I give you all you got.
No time to wait. No time to rest. La vie ne me gère pas. On est ici pour débrouiller. No time to wait. No time to rest. La vie ne me gère pas. On est ici pour débrouiller.
I don't know tomorrow go be, but it's okay. But it's okay. Anything when he enter belly, I don't okay. I don't okay. Je suis satisfait. Travailler, faut partager. Sans fatiguer, satisfait. Travailler, faut partager. Sans fatiguer.
This one is for me.
Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like Reflection, News, Health, Discovery, Talking Points, Press Review, Pigeon News, our guest of the day, Sports, Culture, and Public Opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like Reflection, News, Health, Discovery, Talking Points, Press Review, Pigeon News, our guest of the day, Sports, Culture, and Public Opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's important for us to continue to remind you all that in the course of this edition of today, we shall be talking about assessing the credibility of online investment platforms. How credible are they? It's very normal that we get complaint from Cameroonians that there was scam some few months ago, an incident happened. But then, how credible are they? Are they still some that we could trust, or we should run away from all of them? It's time for me to welcome the Pigeon newscaster. He's here with me this morning. Good morning, Elvis.
Good morning, countryman. I believe so you define.
What? Body days are close.
You sabi this song where they sing and the good way you did do it, not for yourself. The bad way you did do it, not for yourself. You know the song?
No, I don't know that one. I don't know the one. The good way you do
do and fine.
They be meet up some die body them, around 3 of them, and then other one then we they meet up now only bone around 11 of them for that side for a day we day for inside Sanaga maritime side country day according to the Tory way it command for that side. Near them for inside Douala here, they don't put hand for some boy them. We according to the and they plenty people them we they put hand for that skin. Go through for that place. Now plenty by people them. Okada ride by people them and people them we they travel and sometimes them they take people them for inside Douala when they go to that side. They remove them for inside motor, enter them for inside bush. Then either they ask money when family pay or family not pay, they just tell you for them, leave them. Now why that for inside the images them where it be come out, when I be see the faces them for people they don't tie the hand them. So one the way hand they don't high. Now for seeker this same thing where it be happen for that side. But according to the way they enter, they don't put hand for this boy them and the thing where they pass on to people. Now say the boy the way they put hand for that skin. Their age now 31 and 42 years. That means now small picking them. And that way they be take them. They turn back for the play where they be work bad work. Country people them and village put them too for that side. They be tie face for this palaver. When I see how the thing it be the pass for that side.
What's up?
Now so the thing it be take it happen for that site as gendarme police them for judicial police for this site for littoral they be take the people them they turn back so that me they show how way they be take they match contribute them for inside this same chapter contribute them I go take gonna enter for inside this story where Tory house it is not for that site for Metaquatam for Bamenda Dame. How the thing it happen for that site according to the Tory way it enter for inside we own Tory house. They talk say this was some countryman for that site for inside Metaquatam. It by force it picking them, make them chop what they call them say cockroach. Una sabi cockroach no? Nine that. I say nine that. Now the thing that way they talk to this countryman where he sep if you already talk the woman say go you I no want to get anything again for do. Now in that way the man if you don't stay for 2 years he and this picking them. How the thing it take and pass? Tory house enough it talk but according to which way it enter for inside we own Tory house they talk to this so this countryman he by force he picking them so that make them chop that one. You know sabi why? We don't know what I'm saying. Oh, wait till it happen. We go bring on this story for better way for some time. So for insight chapter for waiting they make story today for insight we own Tory house. We go enter for that site for insight Kumbade. We according to the Tory way it come out for that site country. I say now some picking them. They turn back yesterday for school with a wound. Now that way, according to the Tory, where they enter for insight we own Tory house, they talk to this so now so picking them. They turn back for the house yesterday, and they talk to this so now that madam, if we punish them, we go one turn back for afternoon, we go bring one the madam, even though we go bring one the madam in face, and then we go tell one other small things them how the thing it take a pass for that side country. But more not forget say this so for insight this same chapter for Tory, when a member say this so minister for secondary school book, Professor Nalova Leonga, he be already talk say this so teacher, you know get right for use cane for picking them and picking them. They get right for learn book and if one punish the picking them, no be for use cane for this picking their skin. So for insight this same chapter, we don't know whether the teacher he go enter for insight chapter for Kasingu or how the thing he go take a pass for that side country. Tory house go continue for the thing not for insight this same Tory we go turn back for insight Tory house. So for insight chapter for waiting they make Tory for insight we own Tory house. Now Senate house that means the upper house and the lower house for we own national house. They be made up yesterday for Shidong side country and we talk with some of the big senator them. The number one person will be talk.
Home morning. It is a wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy.
So for insight, this same chapter, country people them, other one and plenty of this to read them. We're going to bring them for some time for Wana. Countryman.
All right. Thank you very much, Elvis. We think say your message will go across, and it be important for say that palaver where they catch people for SICOM, for a day aside Saragama Return Division.
Yes.
Very bad thing. It good as a military don't put hand for that boys where they do that bad work. It be very bad. Say Kamoya, young picking level 31, people where they get for be leaders of tomorrow.
See that one is on a bad one.
Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Home morning. It is your wake-up show from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. from Mondays to Fridays. On Home Morning, we shall feed your indulgence with regular slots like reflection, news, health, discovery, talking points, press review, pigeon news, our guest of the day, sports, culture, and public opinion. Make it a date with us on the show as we usher you to the dawn of a new day with renewed energy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That beautiful piece there from Nadia Wande is just to celebrate of natural resources. The training took place in Yaoundé recently, and of course, like you heard, it was part of the celebration of the International Women's Day that ended over the weekend. And to another story that caught our attention this morning is about the opening session going to be having Senator Fon Ekoko Mukete. He's going to express for us his wish a peaceful and serene 2025 election year. He made a remark after the opening session of the March parliamentary session in Cameroon yesterday. Take a listen to him.
We all know 2025 is a key year. There's a lot of things happening, and for our country, Cameroon, we know, and for the Senate to start to do in a new building. We are coming here for the first time, sitting around in a very elegant environment, and I think there's kind of new feeling of starting this year 2025 as a Senate to do good business, and we are here to represent. We are lawmakers. We are here to work on behalf of the nation and to make sure that the laws which are passed are in the best interest of the people. And you can see that we'll know, of course, next week when the new bureau has been elected. But people have come fresh to start the new year with vigor. I think
attention this morning in Cameroon. Let's look at an incident that happened in Ndokpasi in the Douala. Was reduced to ashes after an infamy occurred, and of course we are being told that the mayor of the Douala 3 subdivision, I'm talking about Mayor Valentine Pupa Bosambo, we talk about some shops at the Ndokpasi market located in the Douala 3 subdivision in the littoral region reduced in flames early on Tuesday. The incident has caused several material damages but no loss of human life so far. The firefighting brigade has been on site to contain the fire. And of course, the mayor of Douala 3, Valentine Pupa Bosambo, expressed his deep concern to the incident that occurred. As at now, we are still to understand what actually transpired. Online investment platforms.
We have digital marketing. We have crypto trading. So, but I'll actually talk about the one I'm involved in, which is crypto trading. Well, with crypto trading, we cannot deny it. Its impact is very, very, very inevitable. Everybody knows that crypto trading is very, very, very profitable, and it is actually helping people in the society. For instance,
so it's another way of job employment.
Yes.
Okay.
A crypto. There are people who pay a lot of money to learn how to trade forex. You get. But then with the forex, you can make money overnight, millions, and you can lose millions. And with the fact that crypto gives a lot of wealth creation to the society, there are some.
Thanks to your online platform investment that you involved with. Yes. But tell me something. This is a modernized form of gambling, if I could put it this way. It's a modernized form of gambling because it's either you win or you lose. Because many people are afraid. Some time ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it should be in December, I received information about some in Bonaberry who were scammed on a platform. I know people, those of you in Boya, Moliko in particular, Moliko is a melting pot of such businesses. I know you people are doing enormous things to make sure that the business stays well, and you encourage other youth.
Some people deliberately know it's a Ponzi scheme and they get to you because the first Ponzi scheme I got scammed, I was ignorant. But the other 3 Ponzi schemes, I wasn't ignorant. I knew what the Ponzi scheme was. And with the Ponzi scheme, people they are gullible people who get into Ponzi schemes because you believe that it doesn't make sense that somebody will tell you, put your 500,000 here, you just sit. Your money will just work for you. It is not practical. Okay. But with legit trading, there is no way you will just put money. It will be looking at you. We trade on centralized platforms like Binance. You cannot just, you can put your money in a bank and then maybe in savings account and then they give you profits. But this is an online bank where nobody is touching your money. You are the sole owner of that money and only you have access to that money. You cannot just go and take your money, put in a wallet, then leave it there without transact the way we are now. You have to be innovative. You have to be creative. This phone we are using, your phone has so much money to give you online. I mean legit money, not scams, not yes. So if you have a phone as a younger, and then there is something about this trading thing. With the copy trading I just mentioned, you don't need a skill. Like I said, people pay hundreds of thousands to trade forex. You understand? To learn how to trade forex. But with copy trading, just as the word says, copy, it means you are copying from someone who is already an expert in the business. So with copy trading, as long as you are a youth, you are a young girl, you are a student, you are a mother, if you can operate your phone, you just need to follow a signal and you make money. So in this economy now, online trading is just, online businesses is one of the easiest ways to alleviate yourself from poverty. If any girl, I used to hear people say girls would be like, Momo me 2K.
Now, with all the knowledge you have gathered so far within 5 years in Boya, don't you think it's important for you to maybe encourage your fellow girls, for boys, fellow men cannot recruit us, who cannot get a job? It's important that you're having an Android phone, you could as well make money and become economic empowered. Because we're just fresh from celebrating the Women's Day, and it was all about empowering the woman. That's why I decided that you should come today so that we talk about women, how to empower women. Not only women, but at least they should pull the men alongside with them. It's true that men, some people want fast cash. They're not willing to suffer. They're not willing to endure losses. They're not willing to lose money because we all are looking for money every day. So how do you think
that artificial intelligence software that analyzes the market, and we call it Sense Now AI. So now
how does it work?
It's like I said, it's an artificial intelligence that analyzes the crypto market and gives you the signal of an accurate trade.
So you use it before going to invest in it?
Okay, there is a team that, you know, the AI cannot work on its own. They are programming trade, and then they set the trade, and then we now, followers of the signal, we follow the trade based on your capital, and as it is a win, it's a win for everybody following that trade. Good. So that is a new thing called copy trading. Since individually I usually analyze my own market, but I cannot really be an expert. So this is what I've been moving about talking online. But based on the numerous and consistent scams that have been victims of, or victims of seeing other people being victims.
But it's always Africans who are bringing scam. The white man brought something good, but the black turn it another way. Why are we like this?
The thing is, people always want to duplicate things. We also have some things that white people. So we are just trying to duplicate what the white man has brought.